Okay, so a little bit about our company. Basically, Indio Networks, we are a next generation company based out of India. We are trying to build the next generation wireless IoT products with a focus on reliability, scalability, and affordability. So we obviously our vision is to become one of the leading companies in the wireless space. So we've been in this market for a long time, and we want to become one of the companies out of India which is building wireless networking technology. Just quick facts about us. We have been, our customers are spread over almost 45 countries, more than 25,000 different venues. So if you consider a hospital as one venue, we have almost about 25,000 plus venues under management. We've been in this industry for 16 years. Offices in India, our main offices in Pune, but we have offices in US and UAE as well. Um, so just a idea of our global footprint. We Some of the customers were who have deployed our products. We also have earned several recognitions over the years. We've been judged as one of the top companies in the world for Wi-Fi hotspot technology, as the best Wi-Fi OSS BSS solution, brand of the year by Silicon India, and so on. Some of our marquee customers, both national and international. Obviously, our list of our customers is quite big, but just highlighted few of them here. We have provided our technology to all the OYO hotels. Whenever you visit any OYO hotel, you typically might be using our technology for connecting. We work with large hospitality companies like Marriott's and Holiday Inns and so on. In terms of college campuses, we work with a lot of colleges, universities, schools, and many of those things. Many of them are Indian global brands like SRM Technology, Delhi University, the Shivaji University, which is in Maharashtra. We have College of Engineering. We have Ramaya University in Bangalore. We have many other universities. And in case of hospitals, obviously we have a lot of big hospitals, Apollo Hospital, we have Fortis Hospital, in fact, even there are a couple of hospitals in Kolkata which we have wired with our solution. Um, these are some global engagements we have with some big companies like Intel, with MTNL, with satellite operators, and so on. So there's a company in Europe called Eutelsat, which is the second largest satellite operator in the world. So we have worked with them as well. So let me quickly give you an overview about our products before we delve down into one of our main products. So these are our products are categorized into 5 categories. So one is our cloud solution, then which is basically a all-in-one wireless management solution. Then we have a full range of Wi-Fi access points. Um, and we also have on-premise controllers called Unibox, which is one of our very successful products, which is deployed for any kind of venue. Where if you want to manage any particular venue, like a hospital or a school or a college or hotel or anything, they typically deploy our Unibox solution. And then we have 4G routers. These are basically Wi-Fi routers that can be that has a SIM connection, and which can be deployed anywhere in a bus. It can be deployed in a place where you can't easily get broadband connectivity, and it can also be used as a backup solution. For if your main internet connection goes down, then your 4G connection takes over. And all of this is all managed. All of this is managed through our cloud platform. Okay. And then we also have PoE switches, PoE managed switches, along with it. So these are some of the product details. The cloud solution is also further divided into 3 categories. We have a Hotspot Manager, we have a AP controller, and then we have a monetization platform, which is a Wi-Fi monetization platform. And then the controllers are also into 2 categories. We have a Hotspot controller, and we have network access controller. Network access controllers are typically deployed in offices for managing your office Wi-Fi networks. And then our access points are multiple types. We also have fully Indian manufactured access points. Unlike many vendors, we actually manufacture some of our access points in India. So our UM325 and UM550 are some of the access points that we are manufacturing in India today. And then in switches, we have 8 ports and 24 port managed switches. So this is a typical product architecture where our access points are deployed along with our controllers and our cloud solution, um, which is used for basically any kind of network. So it could be a campus network, like in a college campus or a hospital or an office even, or it could be a public Wi-Fi solution. Public Wi-Fi means, I'm sure you heard about smart cities Wi-Fi, where our outdoor access points can be deployed directly with our cloud solution. You don't need a controller in that case. The controller will be hosted in the cloud. So this is the one that we are going to discuss today, called YOS Cloud, which is basically a integrated application or a integrated product software that allows you to that provides all the functions which are listed on the left hand side. It functions as a hotspot manager. It functions as an access point controller. It comes with a high performance AAA server or a radius server with a rich captive portal. So we have we have full range of captive portals, right from different types of methods of authentication, like you have phone based authentication, you have email based authentication, or you have vouchers, you have social media integration, and so on. And then we have a integrated billing system, which for customers who want to charge their end users for internet connectivity. We have a fully integrated billing system with different types of payment gateways or mobile wallets and so on. And then the Wi-Fi monetization platform is basically for places which is offering free Wi-Fi. So if you are having a shopping mall or any place which is offering free Wi-Fi, you want to offer advertisements or surveys or messaging, push messaging, and so on. That is a part of our Wi-Fi monetization platform. And then we have access codes, voucher management, we have multi-tenancy, and rich reporting and analytics. And more importantly, our platform is multi-vendor supported. What it means is that it not just supports our devices, but it also supports third-party controllers and access points. Like we support Cisco, we support Meraki, we support Aruba, Ruckus, Microtech, and many other vendors. So this is the Wi-Fi monetization platform I was talking about, where we have user information capture. That means we collect users' email addresses or phone numbers and so on. We also have Wi-Fi advertisement, which is basically an advertisement that you can show on the captive portal. Both images as well as video ads can be shown. We have push messaging, push notifications they're called. We can run customer surveys, can run email, SMS marketing, and so on. Right. The Unibox controllers are basically it's a all-in-one controller which is used for giving Wi-Fi management capabilities, all integrated into into one box. So it's again. So the difference between our cloud and our controller is is basically the cloud is hosted in the obviously in the cloud, but the Unibox controller is can be hosted on the premises itself. So this typically sits in the data center, and it provides you all the features inside one box. So it functions as a basic firewall, access point manager. It also has multi-WAN capabilities. That means if you have multiple internet connections for failover or for redundancy, it actually allows you to share both those connections and use them simultaneously. And we have web logging, which is a part of DOT compliance. Then we have captive portal server, hotspot billing server, and advertisement server. So you can see that all whatever you're getting in the cloud is all integrated into the box as well. So just a little more in detail about what all capabilities. It also does URL filtering. So if you want to do web filtering of, you can use this. So almost everything that you need to run any managed Wi-Fi network is all integrated into one box. So UniNAC is basically a network access controller. So in an enterprise, you typically need to do an integration with Active Directory, LDAP, or similar systems, and do authentication using a protocol called 802.1x, which is basically a de facto authentication protocol in enterprises. So it's this UniNAC controller provides you it's kind of an access controller. So it allows you to access or provide access privileges or access control to all the devices on an enterprise network. And then it does user activity tracking. It gathers the network intelligence and guest access and so on. This is typically a network architecture where you have managed and unmanaged endpoints and how they get authenticated through the radius server, and how they can access only a certain part of the network. So for example, in a typical office, you want only the accounts team should be able to access only the finance related data or finance related subnet, or the engineering team only can get access to a certain part of the network. All those rules can be set up using UniNAC controller. Then let's come to our access points. We have a full range of indoor and outdoor access points. We have recently launched even a Wi-Fi 6 access point. We are one of the few companies in India who is offering will be soon launching our fully Indian manufactured Wi-Fi 6 access point as well, made in India completely. And all our access points are based on Qualcomm chipsets. So we use most all the latest chipsets to provide very good performance, high performance, and throughput to our to the networks. And as you can see, they are elegantly designed. All are PoE enabled, and they come in different models and shapes and models. So any standard Wi-Fi enterprise grade access point will have all these features, as in which are all covered here. It needs to have like user management, auto channel selection, then plug and play setup. Like it needs to have automatic configuration. It's called zero touch provisioning, multiple SSIDs, VLAN tagging, remote firmware upgrades, and so on. So all these things are part of the access points key features. I think I mentioned to you about 4G LTE routers. These are basically the routers that can be that use 4G backhaul, the 4G connection, and provides you a managed network, a managed hotspot or a managed network in any place. So we do it in we deploy them in in buses, for example. We deploy it for vending machines or ATMs, or any of these places where you can't easily get a broadband connection, but you have a 4G connection. And obviously, you can use a geo dongle, but that's not managed. As in, here you can create a nice login page for the end users. You can manage these routers remotely through your central configuration or central panel, and so on. Um, so again, all of these are all single managed through our cloud. They are all using 4G modems, built-in 4G modems. And so in case of bus, we have a option of means there is variable input voltage. So there are spikes in that. So we have protection circuits built into these access points or these routers so that they don't get damaged when they're installed in bus environment. Then we also have managed PoE switches. They are all gigabit Ethernet switches, all supporting advanced QoS, VLAN support, and up to 30 watt per port is given to these switches. We also have some IoT products. I'll not get into that, but this is a smart tower monitoring solution, which is used for monitoring basically all the equipment for at remote power sites, basically wherever you have to deal with power. So I'll just skip over some of these. And we have an asset tracking solution where we have BLE based asset tracking solution that can be deployed in hospitals or in warehouses for tracking your assets or even people. Like you can track people, and you can track your employees and so on. So just an example of the asset tracking. The assets can come in, the asset tags can come in different forms. They could be like a card size, or they could be one that can connect to an asset and so on. So this is in a nutshell what we have. Any questions so far about our products?
No, sir, please continue.
Okay. So let's go to quickly to our WiFi presentation. You are able to see the screen now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think I mentioned to you about what WiFi is in my earlier slide. So it's a platform for wireless networking, and it's called cloud. It's hosted on Amazon Web Services. It is multi-vendor supported. So I think I told you it can support multiple different types of devices on it. And then it is built on a microservice architecture. So what it means is that we can actually scale this system to manage literally millions of devices on this platform. It's a fault tolerant AAA plug and play deployment. So when you buy our access points, there is actually zero configuration. You just plug in an access point, and within few minutes, automatically configures itself and starts working. It's a multi-tenant system. Multi-tenant means on the same platform we can have thousands of customers on the same this thing. So it's all scalable to handle multiple customers, multiple networks at the same time. And it comes with an integrated hotspot OSS/BSS. So OSS/BSS stands for Operational Support System and Business Support System. So essentially, it provides you all the operational capabilities that are needed to run any wireless network. So just in little more detail, there is a full subscriber management also along with it. Then we have REST APIs. We have a very powerful policy manager, which is used for controlling what user get access to, how long the user can stay online, at how much speed user can browse, and a lot of policies can be defined using the system. So what is the value addition for our product? So the key benefits is it's a managed wireless platform. So our customers don't need to actually do any installation, anything on their end. We all the management is done by us, and it comes with a very simple user interface. It's a full featured NMS system integrated into it, and it's a pay as you go model. So our cloud solution, so you don't have to pay upfront for anything. As you add networks on the platform, you pay for the service. So this is a deployment architecture. On the left hand side, we have all the different access points that it supports. Mostly, obviously, it supports third party access points as well, but we have highlighted only our access points. So these are all the different types of access points we are currently selling. And on the right side is our AWS architecture, how the whole system is laid out into AWS and how it scales up. So there are multiple radius server instances, and there is orchestration engine that is used for orchestrating all the data. And then we have API and analytics and so on. This is a high-level product architecture with a access point controller with working on a SQL database. It's a little technical, but nonetheless, we wanted to showcase to you that there are all these capabilities are there in the software. So let's look at some of these features in more detail. So first and foremost, once you log in, you get a dashboard, and the dashboard gives you a bird eye view of all the things that are happening across your network. So you will get to see how many users are connected, how much bandwidth is getting consumed, how many of them have signed up today, how many of your access points are up and running, and so on. How much is the data consumption? How many users are logged in at the moment, and so on. Then the radius server or the AAA service, it's all based on the latest RFCs and latest this thing for innovations that are happening in the authentication technology. Now, the important part of any Wi-Fi network is the guest experience, how the user connects to the network. So for this, we have fully customized and branded captive portals that you can show to your customers. So whenever a user connects, they get a captive portal or a login page with your own full branding. And these are all responsive and mobile friendly, and they are customized for every venue. Basically, they are customized based on, let's say, a hospital. So it will have an image of the hospital, the logo of the hospital, and so on. And it's a multilingual support, and it also supports self-care portal. So these are different types of login methods. A login method is the way user will authenticate himself on the network. So there are multiple ways in which user can authenticate. He can verify his mobile number. He can enter a voucher. He can input his LDAP credentials or Active Directory credentials. Obviously, username password is the default method. And so there are, we support a lot of different ways in which user can authenticate on the network. In terms of user management, so whenever a user gets connected, as an administrator, you need to know each and every user, the usage of the user, what type of all the information about the user, what kind of devices the users are using, or what was the data consumption pattern of the user, and so on. So all of that is stored under the user management feature or user management section of our product. So network management. So when you deploy these large scale networks, you need to have a centralized management, right? You need to have the provisioning of the devices, the access points needs to be automated. You can't go to every access point and change the SSID or change the configuration of that access point. So you need to have a centralized system for managing those access points. Same thing goes with event handling, firmware upgrades, policy management, and so on. So you need to basically, the NMS of any access point or any access point vendor should be powerful enough so that you can control all of this, and it should be also scalable. It means it should not slow down after a year, and so on. So it is all built on that architecture. Okay, so what are the features? As I already mentioned, plug and play deployment. We have a central configuration manager. Then we have AP health monitoring. So how the AP is behaving, is how's the health of that access point is all monitored. Then there are advanced RRM functions. RRM stands for radio resource management. So you can do fast roaming. You can change the SSID dynamically. Sorry, the channels of the network dynamically, and so on. So there are many features that are required to run any enterprise grade network or enterprise quality network. Then user policies. This is another very important feature of this solution. How long the user can stay connected, right? At what speed the user can browse, how much data the user can consume or in a day or during its life cycle. All right. Then you want to limit the number of devices they can connect to the network. Like a user can connect, let's say, only 3 devices on the network, so on. So all of these are called user policies, and our system provides you all the capabilities to configure the user restrictions or user policies on the network. If you are trying to charge the customers for it, we have a fully integrated billing platform. What it means is that users, when they go on to the captive portal, they can actually pay online and get internet service without ever calling anyone or without manual intervention. So we do all these things through payment gateway integrations and so on. Access codes, these are basically temporary codes that are given to the customers for offline payment. So they want to pay by cash. Like for a classic example is you walk into a hotel or you walk into places where they offer Wi-Fi and they are charging for Wi-Fi. So the customer says, I don't have a credit card, I don't have a means of paying online. which is not true anymore because almost everyone now does Google Pay and so on. But in case they don't, you still can pay them. They can still pay by cash and use the vouchers instead. I already alluded to this Wi-Fi monetization. So we have a full Wi-Fi monetization platform integrated into this application. And in addition to that, we build a lot of analytics and reports for you to manage and monitor. So there are different types of venue dashboards. You can have bandwidth usage reports, revenue reports, health monitoring, and so on. So in the case of multi-vendor support, you can see that we have all the different makes and models supported on our platform. All the big guys like Ruckus, Aruba, Cambium Networks, Cisco, Nomadics, and so on. And where are these deployed? What kind of venues we can manage? As I said, we can do public Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi means smart cities or smart villages and that kind of deployments. PM Wani kind of deployments. Hospitality has been our big sector. We have been providing our solutions to hospitality sectors for a long time. Then hospitals. I think if I'm correct, you also work with railways, right? So already we have done some projects with Western Railways, where we have deployed our Unibox and our access points in the headquarters, Western Railway headquarters in Churchgate. We also done a hospital for them called Jagjivan Ram Hospital. It's also based in Mumbai. So there we have deployed our controller and access points. So in short, basically, we work both in the private sector as well as in the public sector and provide a fully managed end-to-end solution. And more importantly, we are based here, right? We provide support to our customers and partners, help our partners during the RFP or initial stages when tenders are, if they are filing for tenders, we give them all the assistance that they need and then work with them to implement the solution. So we are just not a solution. We just don't provide the products and ask our partners to figure out. So there's a lot of hand holding in a sense or consulting that we provide to our partners to help them succeed. So this is what I have in a nutshell. I will be open to more questions.